Welcome back to Elite Rentals. I'm James Corwell. Today we're looking at top 5 yachts you can charter under 50,000 Charlie week. If you enjoy practical charter advice and real yacht examples, make sure you're subscribed for more yacht insights. The link is in the description if you want details on anything you hear today. Let's jump straight in at number 5. Number 5 is Amalfi, a Posilipo Technima 70 at 21.7 meters. This is a proven Greek charter favorite for guests who want a private yacht experience with an approachable budget. Typical weekly rates are approximately $23,000 to $27,000 plus expenses. In simple terms, that means the base rate does not include fuel, food and beverages, berthing or local taxes. On Mediterranean charters, you'll often see an APA, an advanced provisioning allowance, of around 30% of the base rate to cover those running costs. Amalfi works well for families and small groups because the layout is practical. You'll usually find 4 cabins, often 2 doubles and 2 twins with extra pullmans, sleeping up to 10 guests depending on your group makeup. The flybridge gives you a relaxed outdoor dining area and a shaded lounge, while the foredeck offers a straightforward sunpad setup. From my experience, a detail worth noticing on yachts around this size is the swim platform. On Amalfi, it makes water access simple for paddleboarding and snorkeling in Greek anchorages, which can be breezy in summer afternoons. Why does Amalfi deserve its spot? Value and geography. If you want to explore the Cyclades or the Saronic Gulf, being based in Greece keeps delivery fees low and opens up a lot of island hopping within your weekly plan. A small tip here: consider a route that balances shorter hops, like Aegina and Hydra in the Saronic, with 1 or 2 longer passages. You'll see more, and you keep fuel spend predictable. Next on the list, we move to a yacht with more volume and stability at anchor. Number 4 is Skylark, a Sunreef 70 power at 21.3 meters for approximately $34,000 to $39,000 per week, plus expenses. This power catamaran delivers a lot of living space within the same length as a typical 70-foot monohull motor yacht. The big advantage is beam. Cats are wider, so you get a main deck salon that feels closer to a small apartment and large alfresco dining aft. Skylark typically carries up to 8 guests in 4 cabins, often with near equal comfort in the doubles. That's a detail many first-time charterers don't realise. On some monohulls, the master is a big step up from the other cabins. On a Sunreef 70 power, the overall comfort tends to be more evenly distributed. It makes it easier for 4 couples to share the charter without anyone feeling like they drew the short straw. You'll also notice a helpful trait of power cats. They're stable and generally fuel efficient at modest speeds, which is useful if you're planning a varied itinerary with multiple stops per day. Why does Skylark deserve this position? Practical luxury. The deck spaces work well for families with children because you have good visibility and railings, and for groups who like long lunches outdoors followed by relaxed cruising. If you're considering island hopping in the Ionian or the Balearics, a power cat like this is an easy yes for comfort and budget control. One more small tip: if you're set on visiting trendy anchorages or beach clubs on peak weekends, let your captain pre-confirm tender access times. It saves waiting and keeps your day smooth. If you're thinking about planning a charter, Elite Rentals can help. We match real availability with your dates and create a clean cost breakdown. The link is in the description. At number 3, we switch to something sportier. Gemini 3, a Mangusta 80 by Overmarine at 25.9 meters. Weekly rates tend to sit around $33,000 to $36,000 plus expenses. This is the classic open-style Mediterranean cruiser. Low profile, big sun pads and a flexible salon dining lounge under a hard top. If your plan is fast hops between coves in Ibiza, the Côte d'Azur or Sardinia, this style shines. Gemini 3 usually sleeps 6 guests in 3 cabins, which is a good fit for a small group who values day space and style over sheer bedroom count. A detail worth noticing is the flow from the aft sunpad into the main deck lounge. It makes hosting straightforward. You can jump from the water, use the deck shower, and be seated for lunch almost instantly. Do remember that sporty yachts are happiest when the forecast is fair. If the wind picks up, discuss route alternatives with the captain early in the day so you can keep the ride comfortable. Why does Gemini 3 earn this spot? For a sub $40,000 base rate in high demand areas, you get a recognizable model with a strong med dayboat feel, yet with overnight comfort. From my experience, one cost tip with open yachts is speed discipline. Running at a sensible cruising speed protects your fuel budget while still getting you where you want to go. It's an easy adjustment that can save thousands over a busy week. Now moving to one of the standout mid-range options under $50,000 per week. At number 2 is Julie M, a Ferretti 830 measuring 25.3 meters. Typical rates are about $40,000 to $45,000 per week, plus expenses. The Ferretti 830 line is popular because it balances a proper flybridge, a comfortable main salon with large windows, and a family-friendly 4-cabin layout that can sleep up to 10 guests, often using Pullmans in the twin cabins. On board Julie M, you can expect a practical flow, breakfast on the aft deck, a short cruise, water time off the swim platform, then lunch, either aft or on the flybridge. The bow sun pads are a relaxed spot for 2 or 3 guests when underway in calm conditions. From my experience, this class of Ferretti is ideal for mixed groups, parents, kids, and perhaps grandparents, because you can keep the day varied without feeling rushed. Storage tends to be thoughtful and you'll often find a good tender for beach landings, plus a set of light toys for swimming bays. Why is Julie M at number 2? It's the sweet spot between price and presence. Compared to smaller 20-22-meter yachts, you feel a step up in salon volume and outdoor space, yet you remain well under the psychological $50,000 line. A small tip here. If your dream is a late July or August week in the Cyclades or Amalfi, secure your berths early. Popular marinas allocate limited transient space, and early planning with your broker helps your captain lock in the most convenient stops. Elite Rentals creates custom itineraries for every destination. If you're weighing 2 or 3 routes and want to see how the costs and timing compare, we'll map it out clearly. The link is in the description. At number 1 is Antisan, a 33.4-meter Spertini alla lunga, C&L Spertini, that consistently surprises people with its value. You're looking at around $49,000 per week, plus expenses, for a genuine 33-meter platform. That's rare in this bracket. Antisan is a classic Mediterranean charter yacht with a large aft deck for alfresco dining, a generous main salon for relaxing in the evening, and broadside decks that make movement safe and easy. Antisan typically accommodates up to 11 guests in 5 cabins, which is useful for family groups or for hosting an extra friend or two without exceeding capacity. The interior is comfortable and functional. Think practical lounging rather than design statements. And that's a plus on longer itineraries when you value space and sensible layouts. A detail worth noticing is the deck capacity for daytime entertaining. If you're planning a special celebration at anchor, there's room to set a proper lunch table and still have space for sun lounging and photos. Why does Antisan take the top spot? Simple. Meters for money and reliable Mediterranean operation. If your priority is a large platform with a seasoned crew and a sub $50,000 base rate, it's difficult to beat. For routes like the French Riviera to Corsica or Sardinia and the Maddalena archipelago, Antisan gives you the confidence of a classic charter vessel with room to breathe. One tip from many successful trips: align your provisioning with your cruising plan. If you're moving daily, choose simpler, lighter lunches and a few standout dinners. It keeps the day flowing and reduces time spent waiting in port. Before we wrap up, a few quick insider notes so you can book smartly under $50,000 per week. First, plan for VAT. In many Mediterranean countries, local VAT applies to the charter fee and the percentage varies. Second, APA, usually 30% of the base rate, covers variable items like fuel, food and drinks, port fees and incidentals. Any unused APA is returned at the end. Third, think shoulder season. Late May, early June and September often bring calmer marinas, better availability, and sometimes more flexible rates. Finally, share your preferences early. Chefs do their best work when they know your likes and dislikes in advance, especially with children or dietary needs. To recap the list from smaller to larger platforms: Amaraki, the entry-level favourite for Greek island hopping; Skylark, the power cat with space and stability; Gemini 3, the sporty Mangusta for stylish days along the Med; Julie M, the Ferretti 830 that nails the mid-range brief; and Antisan, the 33-meter classic that keeps the base rate under $50,000. Thanks for watching. If you're ready to plan your charter, visit Elite Rentals using the link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe for more yacht insights.